Okay, Bruchim Haba, and welcome, friends. And before we part today, we're going to learn and study a few important insights on Tefilla that are also connected to Parshas Va'era. Every week we learn from the Gateway to Tefilla. Each week we have the Gateway to Tefilla series, which is dedicated by my dear friend Rabbi Tzal Rose and family, Lezecha Nishmas, Rabbi Tzal's brother, Tzvi Ben Levi Yitzchak, Nisham Shavan Aliyah, should be a Meil Tzioy for his whole family, Ad B'Yeskel Tzedek. This week's Tefillah Shir, not only is it on Shema, but it's also on Parshas Va'era. And as many weeks as we've been studying Shema, there are always new insights. I want to thank my friend Rabbi Fall Ansel of France for sharing with me this insight of Rabbi Yosef Engel. And Rabbi Yosef Engel uses this insight to explain a very interesting aspect of Parshas Va'era. Moshe Rabbeinu said, "Hein b'nei Yisrael lo yishamu elai ve'ech yishma'ini paroi va'ani aral sefasayim." Rabbi Yosef Engel learns, and this was his one of his chidushim. Rabbi Yosef Engel says that Geulas Mitzrayim was a revelation of the unity of God. Now, we tend to think, because we don't really study the concept, the unity of God. Let's say in Chovis Havavos, there's Shar HaYichud. We don't really study that. We don't have the intellectual capacity and profundity to understand the concept of the unity of God. But we're about to learn something incredible. We tend to think that God's unity is a facet of His existence, or a facet of God's reality. God's unity is not a facet of His reality. God's unity is His essence. The Sefer HaIkrim teaches in Maimer Beis Perek Yud, the Chovis Havavos says in the Shar HaYichud Perek Tes, God's reality and His unity are one. Where do we see that? Look no further than the pasuk, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, Hashem is our God. Hashem one? Why are we saying Hashem one? The Ibn Ezra asks, the Shem Havaya is God's essence. Could you say Ruvain is Ruvain one? Hashem is Hashem Echad? You could say Ruvain is one, but you're not going to say Ruvain is Ruvain one. You're not going to say Shimon is Shimon the one. So we already said Hashem. Why do we repeat again Hashem before Echad? Says the Ibn Ezra, what the point of repeating Hashem's name, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, is that the Shem Havaya, which is God's essence, that itself is the unity. God's essence is His unity. That's the concept. Unity is not a feature, it's not a facet, it's not an element, it's not an aspect, it's the essence. When the Torah says in Devarim and Va'aschanan, Vayoitziacha bifanav. Do you ever hear that expression? It's a pasuk in Chumash. Vayoitziacha bifanav. He took us out literally before Him. It does not mean before Him. Bifanav means with His essence. Panim is etzem, his essence. Like the Mar Nevuchim says, when we say upanai lo yera'u, you can't see God's face. What does it mean you can't see God's face? He doesn't have a face. It means you can't understand His essence. Panai lo yera'u means you can't understand God's essence. That's what it means. He took us out bifanav. His essence took us out. that the Geula was al yidei his galus ha'achdos. That's why by Matan Torah, Hashem didn't say Ani Hashem Elokecha, He said Anoichi. Friends, what's the difference between Ani and Anoichi? The Maral says, the difference between Ani and Anoichi is Ani is I. Anoichi is the etzem. My atzmius took you out. My unity. This is what it means in Aser Sadibros. Lo yeh lecha Elokim achirim al panai. Panai. Meaning, besides my essence. Here it is. We're all believing and observant Jews. We think we're learned, but we may never have known what does the word essence mean. What does panai mean? Panai means God's essence. Amazing. That's what we say in the Haggadah. The Geula was not al yidei malach, ela hakadosh b'chvaydai uve'atzmai, atzmius. Now, this is very interesting. The highest level of a person's reality of the nefesh. We know we have naran chai, nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, yechida. Yechida is the highest level of the soul. The highest level of the nefesh is yichida. That's the essence of a person. The more internal something is, the more it's etzem. In most people, the chelek of yichida is hidden. By Moshe, it's revealed. That's why Moshe had to separate from his wife. So by Moshe, the etzem was revealed. Therefore, Moshe, understood in his reality the atzmius of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why we say, "V'loikam navi oid k'Moshe, asher yidoi Hashem panim el panim." Panim el panim means he knew God's essence. No other navi was commanded to separate from a woman. Because Moshe Rabbeinu was the only one who was revealed to him the chelek of his neshama called yechida, therefore, he understood the yechida of Hashem. If he understood the essence of Hashem, why does it say upanai lo yerau? You will not see my face, you will not see my essence. I thought Moshe understood the essence of Hashem. He knew it, but he couldn't see it. He knew it, but he couldn't see it. There's a difference between, let's say, in the laws of Roiv, a conceptual Roiv and a statistical Roiv. So knowing is different than seeing. So says Rabbi Yosef Engel, with all of this, we can understand what the Medrash Tanchuma says, that when it came time for Moshe to die, Hashem said, Hein karvu yamecha lamos. Behold, your days have approached to die. So Moshe Rabbeinu says, why are you bringing about my demise with the word Hein? Moshe says, I praised you with Hein. Like it says, Hein la Hashem Elokecha, Hashamayim u'shmei Hashamayim. What does that mean, I praised you? Says Rabbi Yosef Engel, the praise of Hashem is how you serve Him. The avodah of Hashem is Hashem's praise. Moshe served Hashem with his chilek hayichida. And therefore, if that was how Moshe served him, that was the praise of Hashem. So Moshe says, Hashem, I served you my whole life with the chelek hayichida. Memela, that is how I praised you. The Rabbi Yosef Engel goes on to prove that the way we serve Hashem is His praise. Like, Amzu yatzar tali tilasi yisaperu. Any avodah is a praise to Hashem. Like the Rashba says in Ketzad HaMevarchim, Chilulai zehu hilulai. Okay, in that case, the word Hein refers to one. In the Gemara says the word Hein in Greek means one, like in the pasuk Hein Yiras Hashem Hi Chachma, that only fear of God is wisdom. Hein means one. So Moshe Rabbeinu says, Hein kilasticha, I praised you with one, meaning I served you my whole life with my yechida, which is achdus. Now, death, says Rabbi Yosef Engel, is the antithesis of unity. Now, this is a very philosophical concept that Rabbi Yosef Engel speaks about at length. Rabbi Yosef Engel has a major essay on the concept of shniyos. Shniyos means things that are secondary, meaning like superimposed, external, not unified. Death is the separation of tsura from chomer, of objective from raw material. So Moshe Rabbeinu was basically saying, I strove my whole life to serve you with yechida, and now you're bringing about the opposite of yechida? To that Hashem responded, but you said about Klal Yisrael, Hein b'nei Yisrael lo shamu elai. Hein means one. What Moshe Rabbeinu was saying is, it's not just the Jews happen not to be listening to you, God. Moshe Rabbeinu was saying, Hein lo shamu elai. They, in essence, don't listen to you. They don't listen to you at their core. They are a reality of not listening to you. Moshe Rabbeinu was not dan them l'kav zchus, that it was because of coincidence or happenstance. He thought, Hein, lo shamu elai, that the reality is that they don't listen. So he criticized their essence. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, because you criticize the essence of Klal Yisrael, you are punished in your essence, that your yechida will not have the capacity to prevent your shniyos, which is your misa. But what we take from here is a few very important yediyos. When we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, number one, Echad, the achdus of Hashem is not a feature, a component, an aspect, but Hashem's achdus is his atzmius, is his essence. The word panai in Tanakh refers to God's essence. Vayotziacha b'fanav, God took us out with his essence. B'chvoidai uva'atzmai. Upanai lo yera'u, you cannot understand my essence. Likewise, anoichi Hashem Elokecha, I, that's the essence of Hashem, asher hotzisicha. That's what it means, lo yeh lecha elokim achirim al panai. So, but Moshe Rabbeinu, asher yedoi Hashem, panim al panim, he had a certain comprehension of the essence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Dear friends, I wish you all a beautiful Shabbos. Bracha v'atzlacha. Kol tov. See you, Bez Hashem. Shabbos. Yes, how are you?
So we learned many times over the years.
Yes.